On a fundamental level, Mortal Kombat 11 Switch port is totally fine. It runs at a relatively consistent 60 frames per second, both in docked and handheld modes. Almost every mode present in the Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC versions are accounted for, and even though a ton of sacrifices were made on the visual side to make it run on Nintendo's substantially less powerful hardware, few, if any of them, affect the actual fighting gameplay. That being said, there are numerous absolutely puzzling differences between the Switch version and its more powerful brethren, leading to a port that is in many ways better than expected, but at the same time, worse than it should be. The Switch version was co-developed by NetherRealm and Shiver Entertainment, and it definitely feels like something was lost in the translation. The Crypt has wildly different pricing on its treasure chests, with just about every chest costing an absurdly large amount of coins. It takes Mortal Kombat 11's already shaky in-game economy and makes it even more out of whack. The general graphics look expectedly worse, but even at a base level, Mortal Kombat 11 is an absolutely gorgeous game, and a lot of that does come through on the Switch version. It runs at a mostly steady 60 FPS, character models look great, albeit a bit fuzzy, and the stellar art design stands out even on the substantially less powerful hardware. Instead of the characters, the biggest sacrifices made to the visuals were mostly in the look of the stages. Environments look low-res with muddy textures and extremely basic lighting effects. Also, the Crypt looks like an absolute mess, with PlayStation 1 era fog and a complete lack of a skybox. Beyond pure looks, the character-specific tutorials are missing, and the competitive variations for each characters in both tournament and ranked are also missing. Of all the main modes in Mortal Kombat 11, it's the story mode that translates over to the Switch the best, but even then, it's not quite as nice. The transition from cutscene quality to gameplay is jarring because of the sudden switch in character model and texture quality, and then the transition back from gameplay to cutscene is almost always followed by substantial hitching in the video frame rate for a few moments. It's the always online requirement though that hits the Switch version especially hard. An appealing aspect of Mortal Kombat 11 on the Switch is the ability to play on the go, but because several of its tentpole modes are only available online, playing outside of Wi-Fi range feels especially hamstrung. Without a stable online connection, you are completely unable to play both Towers of Time and the Crypt, the two modes that are basically required in order to obtain the currency needed to unlock Mortal Kombat 11's enormous vault of skins, gear pieces, fatalities, brutalities, and more. When you're connected, online play through the Nintendo Online service is mostly great, though it's notably less smooth than on other platforms. The majority of matches I played worked well, even on Wi-Fi, though a few dropped in frame rate substantially, which was something that I had not experienced on the other versions. It's unrealistic to expect Mortal Kombat 11 on the Switch to look anywhere close to as good as the Xbox One, PS4, and PC versions. And it doesn't. But to its credit, this port is actually better than expected in that regard. It runs at a mostly consistent 60 FPS, and the excellent fighting mechanics translate over perfectly. However, its always online issues are amplified when playing away from home because several modes and progression systems become completely inaccessible. And a number of other strange differences in the Switch version compound on the existing problems involving MK11's Towers of Time and Crypt modes. For more Mortal Kombat 11 on the Switch, check out our graphics comparison, and of course check out my review for the PS4 and Xbox One versions of the game. And for everything else, keep it here on IGN.
Fatality. Scorpion wins.